Greetings, everyone. Welcome to the Devar Bible Translation, where in this video I want to talk about doors, Matthew 24:33, where recently I saw a video where somebody was alluding to this verse and they said door, singular, but here the word door is in the plural. And where these translations translate it singular is an injustice, because it hides the concept of the plurality, which is extremely important to begin to ask doors, why are there more than one door? Where real quick, if you know how to use a Bible concordance, go to Bible Hub, for instance, look up the verse, come down here to the word doors, and you see right here, it's a noun in the dative, feminine, plural. So what is the context of plural doors, where the parallel to Matthew 24:33 is here in Mark chapter 13, verse 29, where, of course, when we go a few verses down, here is the parable of the doorkeeper, literally doorseer, where Jesus outlines the 4 parabolic watch times of the night, which accords with the doors. Now here's the verse in Mark 13:35, where I've added Daniel 12:12 according to the statement, blissful the one dragging along. Because according to the watch times of the night, in correctly cutting the word of truth, we have to also consider the watch times in Luke chapter 12, where Jesus names the second and third here. Right, so this is the first, second, third, and fourth, where actually the second and third encompass Daniel's 70th week. So the dragging along are into the finishing of the cock's voice, completion of the right hand, blissful ones. You hear blissful third watch time, which there is no bliss for the fourth watch time, left named cursed. Where in Luke 12:38 there is no first watch time mentioned, because the first door that opens into the wedding backs up to verse 36, which is termed the uploosening, where they're going away out of the wedding, where then, according to the parable of the 10 virgins, in conjunction with the middle of the night, the half of Daniel's 70th week, well, 5 out of 10 come into the wedding and then the door was shut. So here's yet another door, hence plural doors, where the first door are the first who comes into the wedding as officiating spirits in the resurrection. So the watch times pretty much outlined the term the last days, okay, where Christ will complete his right hand into the cock's voice. So in relationship to doors, those who are locked out at midnight are the ones requesting the 3 bread of Luke chapter 11, verse 5. Right? And the bread is the figure of the body of Christ, the right hand. But they're locked out of doors completely, where we also see the context of more doors. There is the door of the playing ones in Luke chapter 11, verse 7, which the word playing ones is in the same word family of chastening. So a playing one in the biblical New Testament is one who's becoming educated in the early stages of learning, which is the context of the third watch time. And then there's the door of the courtyard of the sheep who are finding pasture, John chapter 10, verses 1 and 2. Where the word pasture only occurs twice in the New Testament, where Paul here in 2 Timothy is using it in a negative sense, describing the growth of gangrene. Okay, but in John 10:9, the context is the growth into the body of Christ, completion of the right hand, where they're finding pasture in a positive sense. Just like the playing ones are becoming educated and learning, they have bread. They're inside the door of the playing ones, but these are still locked out, seeking and requesting bread. So when we begin to understand how to correctly cut the word of truth, we understand now that the context of John chapter 10 and the sheep of the courtyard is the third watch time, sheep, where they find pasture. Hence Micah chapter 2 verse 12, to gather I will gather you, Jacob, yea, all of you. To assemble I will assemble the remnant of Israel. Unitedly I will place him as the small livestock of Basra, as a herd in the midst of its stinging enclosure. Right? Stinging enclosure literally here means fenced pasture. They will noise tumultuously by reason of the multitude of humans, which now gives us a little more detail from the Old Testament concerning what is the context of John chapter 10 verse 9 here. The door of the courtyard of the sheep during the third watch time, which is also the context of the great affliction. Matthew 24:21, which if those days would not be pruned, not as it were would any flesh be saved, the remnant Israel, but because of the outchosen ones, remnant Israel, those days will be pruned. And not only remnant Israel, but also all the nations who are being led together in the segregating of the right hand, completion, from the left named, cursed, who are under remnant Israel. But the point of this video is to show you that the doors Jesus is referring to encompass a wide concept here.